Hello, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you're joining us from. My name is Brenda Unu. I'm delighted to have you here today. Hi, Ruth, right by Grace. Nice to have you. Hi, Maritsu. Oh, our guest is right on time. Welcome. Please just send me an invite, Maritsu, so that we can jump right on it. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much. Today we're discussing early years. Early years. My children have grown, so I don't know what they're talking about. But let's see. Let's see what our guest is going to tell us today. Those of us with older children, we know. Hi, Alexi. Welcome, Fikaya. Welcome, MJ Dara. Thank you all for joining. So those of us with older children, we know, we can see the drama that we are going through with the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas of this world. And we know that it's best to get it right the first time. So if you have a toddler, you have a young child, you are blessed to be hearing this message now, right? You'll be able to know the things you need to do to make sure that by the time they are teenagers, you're just going to be having a breeze. So that's the whole crux of today's conversation. That early years is seed time. It's literally what you do in early years that would determine how you enjoy teenage years and older years, right? Exactly. So that's our conversation for today. Thank you for joining. All right, so I sent you an invite. I don't know if you've seen it. Please accept and let's get right into it. Okay, there she is. I think you have to click on the reverse camera. Click on the camera.
Yeah.
Click on your camera to bring the other side. There you are. Oh, you are still in the car. Oh, how are you today?
Fine, thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I know it can't be easy on a work day, just trying to get back home and then you're jumping into the live. I had to cross hurdles today and I said, today I'm going to get into the house. I'm not doing it on the road. So I'm excited that I made it. So welcome. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. I was just telling the audience, about what early years is like and why we are having this conversation. In today's world, with the kind of children that we are seeing now, among Gen Z and Gen Alphas, they are showing us 9-9. So anybody that is having children that are still young now, you are blessed. You are blessed to be hearing these
Yeah.
messages. Totally. So you can actually do something, correct everything from the beginning, get it right the
Yeah.
first time. And that's what the whole conversation is about. So please, before we jump in, tell us a little bit about yourself and then you can jump into the conversation.
Okay. My name is Mariette Soeteku, an early years educator. So that one is already obvious. Okay. I teach.
Okay.
I run a school in Zaria,
Oh, wow.
and I I help parents, teachers, school owners navigate early years because
Mm,
I know early years can be really hard.
mm.
It it can really be. So I know how it was for me starting up, and I'm not through with that area of my life, but I'm getting out of it.
I can
Yes, that's
imagine.
what I do. I also write on motherhood.
Mm-hmm.
I write on motherhood, help mothers navigate motherhood journey, all the stress, the challenges. I write about it just to encourage mothers. And I
Mm.
live in Zaria area.
Zaria. Wow. How's the weather up there in Zaria right now? Is it raining or is it hot as usual?
Both of them. It's raining and it's
I can imagine. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I like what you said about, writing about motherhood. I find that we don't talk about these things enough, right? A lot of us, young mothers, they're going through, you just come, nobody ever tells you what to expect. You literally
nobody.
just
They
hear,
won't call you good to be
you just
married.
hear that you're
If
supposed to
that
just get married, give birth, and the next thing you are thrust in a whole new world and you're like, what? Why didn't they tell me it was
what
like this?
where's the joy of motherhood you talk about?
Exactly. So I really love it that there's so many people are blogging about it now, so many people are writing about it, so many people are talking about it. Let us talk more about it so that people that are going through stuff will not think that they are crazy, right? When I had my first baby, I thought I was going crazy. And I mean, I was like, what the heck is going on? Why am I not overjoyed? Where is the, why am I stressed? Why am I so, but nobody to talk to, nobody to share anything with. So it's really, really great what you're doing. Well done, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so the floor is yours. Tell us, how do you want this conversation to be today? What do you want to tell us about these early years? These your naughty little children that are always in our case.
Okay. Okay. I like what you said earlier. You said that those of us that still have children that are little, toddlers, 0 to 8, we are
Bless.
blessed. Really, we are. I see parents of teenagers struggle, and they're shouting. My teenagers are not listening. They want
Mhm.
to do this, they want to do that. I want to do this. One of them is coming to. Auntie Shiba, sorry, just a minute. Where's your pen? Okay, go ahead.
That,
That is one of the early
that
years
is
disturbing
one
me.
of them.
Okay, so all right, I was saying
Mhm.
that teenagers, they can be stressful,
Mm,
but you know what? I realized that, like our topic says, early years is seed time.
mm,
Early years is seed time. What you sow in early years
mm.
is what you will reap in adult age, or the teenagers. That's what you will get
Absolutely.
from there. It's not magic that teenagers behave the way they
Mm,
behave. It's just like if I go to the farm and I plant maize, I'm not going to expect mango.
mm.
I'm not going to go and suddenly think I'm going to find cocoa
So yeah,
fruit
you're
or
telling me that
coconut. It's
my teenager that is stressing is my fault. Eh? Auntie, is that what you are saying?
Mama, I'm saying the seeds that you have sown, you are reaping your harvest.
Ouch. Ouch.
Whether intentionally or unintentionally, a lot of time what affects us is lack of knowledge.
Mm,
When you don't know, if you live in land, you say, oh, I don't have anything to plant, and you leave it, grasses will take over.
true.
Things don't just stay like that. So if you leave your child not intentionally sowing the right seed, shaping and developing, you are
Mm,
going to, grasses, weeds will overtake. And so some of the things that we reap in our teenagers now, it's not because we intentionally put it there. We
mm,
left it for grasses to overtake.
true.
So
True.
that's it.
True. And so I like what you said about intentionally and unintentionally. I mean, in when we were younger in catechism in church, they used to teach us about when we want to confess our sins. We say for the things for what I did and the things I failed to do, right? So in the same
Yeah.
way, what we are reaping from these children now is the things we did and the things we failed to do,
Wow.
because
Yes,
there are some
yes,
things that we should have done that would have given us a better result, but we did not know, so we did not do. And so we are
yes. We didn't.
thinking, I didn't really do anything like that now, but yeah, but you failed to do some things. And so that's why we're having this conversation now for those that still
Yeah,
have young children, that still have toddlers, so that you can shape them aright. And but what we are getting,
yeah.
we're seeing many people allowing toddlers just be. You see people giving toddlers phone at age 2, age 0, age 1, and you're thinking, shey these people they're not hearing what we are saying, me. Are they not coming to learn from us? So we have to
You
shout it
know,
from the rooftops.
I'm so concerned these days. Every time I go out, I have to tell myself, calm down, calm down. Everybody doesn't know the thing you know.
I know.
When I see a child with phone, I say, what is going on here?
Mm. I know a friend of
Danger.
mine said her husband bought a phone for her daughter when she was 5, and that she was screaming and screaming and screaming. And the man said, "No, leave my child. I want to give my child the phone." She said she fought and fought and fought. The man did not listen. So I don't know what whether she prayed or she did. I don't know what she did. So the child just scattered the phone, and that was the end of the matter. And
Ah,
I was like, well, because some things you have to fight it, you know.
yes, yes,
And so we really need to educate people, because many people are thinking that it's a show of love to give their children what they want. It's a show of love
one.
to allow them do what they like. And some of us that have tried some of that, I mean, we didn't even go to that level. We are reaping even worse things. So I'm really, really worried for people that are going to, you know, go all, people that are going all out now. I'm really worried for how they're going to end up, and thinking,
The,
gosh, what is the end of these people
the,
that are doing
the end
all
of
these things
what
now?
people are doing now.
Hmm.
I like to always say something about early years. Early years is It's not time for steez, oh. It's not steez, it's not glam. It's dirty work.
It's dirty
So
work. Oh.
if you're ready, if you are
Mm.
willing, you have to get up and do it. You know, I always talk about early years being foundation. And you're an
Mm.
architect, you know,
I can
you will be the one to tell
relate.
us how foundations are. You
Mm.
know, when they are building foundations, you don't see many people come and celebrate or jubilate. Okay, people are happy for you. Okay, yeah, just like when you give birth. Oh, she has given birth. Oh, that's nice. Congratulations. We'll come for your naming. After that, we'll leave you. You're on your own. You tell
Mm.
us you're ground, you have bought a land, we're happy for you, but we will not be
Mm.
there to do the work of foundation
Mm.
with you. And you know, foundation is so dirty, it's full of mess. There's nothing
Mm.
fine about digging up the floor, bringing out dirt, filling up with dirt and
Yeah.
all. I've been privileged to do one or two of such, and it's dirty work. It's just usually it's the owner of the building, the architect, and the people working that have an idea what's
Mm.
happening. Most people don't know what is happening there. That's how
Mm.
early years. It's dirty, it's messy, and you know, we young parents these days, we are all about the steez and the glam. We want to look fine in the thing. Almost doesn't happen together. I'm not saying that you're going to be dirty as a mom, but I'm saying that you will have to roll up your sleeve and do the work. I remember
Yes.
when my daughter was small, when she was less than 9 months. She worked at 9 months, and when she was trying to work, when we go out in church, we will look for this girl everywhere. She will be under chairs everywhere. We will bring her out of, and you know, it was like this mother. Is she always dirty? There is that. I cannot carry the someone that is trying to walk. What will I hold her for? And then some other mothers are crying. My baby is 1 year, 9 months. He cannot walk. And then you are holding the child everywhere you're going to. I don't want her to stay on the floor. I don't want her to do this. I don't want. How is the child going to walk?
Mm.
How is the
Mm.
child going to walk? You have to leave the child. When I see parents complain about their babies being walking, I went to a friend's house, and there was a part of the house that rugged, and then the other part is just tired. And
Yeah.
the child keeps going to that place that is tired. And she brings the child. I say, why are you stressing yourself? It's not like this child is inside those being. Allow this child.
Mm.
Allow this child. That's where the child wants to go to. Just allow. The place is safe.
Yeah.
You can't say it's only this rock part kept for you. Children are going to be all forms of messy.
Mm.
But we as the parents, it's a privilege we have been given. I consider early as a gift. It's
Mm.
it's a God has given us the opportunities to be co-creators with Him. It's like
Mm.
we're giving soft clay to, and God is allowing
Mm.
us to shape and to
Oh.
mold destiny. You know, the adults we are today is the child our parents trained yesterday.
Mm.
We are nothing different from what our parents shaped us. Is now we're trying to do intervention. Okay, I want to relearn this, I want to
I
arrange
want
my
to
life like
unlearn
this.
that.
But most of the thing, the foundation was set 0 to 8. The foundation was set at that
Mm.
time. The foundation was set at that time. So most of what we do now, we are just going to be arranging and say, okay, let
Mm.
me add this one here, interventions here and there.
True.
But anyway, is such an opportunity. It's a gift. It's a trust. It's a sacred trust, an assignment God has given us. And
Mm.
He expects so much from the work we are going to do. You know, even the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go. There's time
Mm.
for training.
Mm.
There are certain times you cannot train people. Like early years, it's the biggest window of opportunity
For training.
we have for
Mm.
training a child.
Mm.
Age 0 to 8. That's our biggest window of opportunity that we have. There are a lot of things that if you don't get it right at that time,
Mm.
you will struggle at the age or adult age. Some of us struggle with certain things like time management.
Mm.
Some of us struggle with things like time management, procrastination, and all that. I can't do this, I can't do that. There are things that we didn't learn as
As
children. Sorry, just
children.
a minute.
Okay.
So, excuse me.
It's okay. Yeah, I mean, and you're so right because I mean, I find that there are so many things that you can teach children. You know how they even say that children can learn different languages even at their young age. A child 0 to 5 can learn up to 4 or 5 or even 10 languages. There are all kinds
Yes,
of things
11.
that they can do, but we just keep on limiting them, keep on keeping them in a cocoon as if, there's something that is holding them or something that is going to bite them out there. But there's a lot we can do, there's a lot we can explore, but we are not really taking the advantage of the opportunity, and that's why I like this conversation we're having today about just telling people that, what are you doing with your early years child at home? What are you teaching them?
Exactly. Parents are so scared these days. Everybody wants to raise their children inside their parlor. It cannot work. I was having a conversation with a friend earlier this evening, and we're talking where I live in the north. So in the area, you see these Hausa children, 2, 3, they walk on the streets. The
Yes,
conversation started because of my daughter. I said, she was like, she's so happy that my daughter goes to school. She's 5, she'll be 6 in a few weeks. She goes to school and come back by herself. She was like,
no,
she likes it.
wait,
That she
wait.
really likes it.
Where is this school that she's going to and coming by herself?
It's not that far. It's like less than 5 minutes walk. 5 minutes walk thereabouts.
Even though, is that no main road?
No,
Not crossing road?
she doesn't have to go to the main road. She
Ha,
doesn't have
okay.
to any major. She doesn't have to meet any major roads, and that's one
Wow.
of the things that any the independence. She has to learn to do that by herself. I chose the school because of the location and other things,
Yes.
of course, that the school,
So that she can,
because I want
wow.
to walk by herself to and from school.
Wow.
So
Without any
because
adult.
no, I started taking her to school initially. Then I stopped. I stopped taking her to school.
Hey.
So the conversation, these Hausa children, you see them on the road. When you see them, 2 years, 3 years, they walk like they own the place.
Mm-hmm.
They're not for anybody. They are always on. There are some I know. I don't even know their parents,
Mm-hmm.
but I always see them on the street.
Mm-hmm.
But you see our children, we are so afraid that something is going to eat them outside there.
This
When
thing
I
you are
started
saying
sending
is
my
not a
child to
joke.
buy
Oh.
something, I started sending my child to buy me things, and people are like, somebody saw my daughter going to buy me something and sent her back to me. I said, no, I'm the one that sent her. Because I want her to be smart. When I was young, at 4, I could go out to buy things. I grew
Ha.
up in Lagos. At age 4, I could go out to buy things. The way we are raising our children now, they are not smart. There's only book, ABC that they know. One,
Mm.
two, and that is not all in learning. And that's one of the things about early years. See, that is the list of what your child should be learning. You see, academic, they will learn
Mm.
it. And I see parents always, that's their biggest focus. A 3-month-old child. Yes, of course, I know parents are busy, people are at work and all. But I see parents how they are eager to dump their child in school.
Mm.
Hey, it cause for concern.
Please,
School,
this,
school is
wait,
not
wait, wait, Marietu, please, you have to wait. My chest is still paining me. Your 5-year-old is walking to school by herself and back. Okay, so where I live in Lagos, right? I don't know how I would have said that it's not very practical, but as you mentioned, those Hausa children, I have some Hausa children that I see every day as I'm going to work, right? I'm taking my own children in the car to school, and my children live across the express. So, I mean, our school is across the express from our house. So I can't even think about them crossing it alone. In fact, when I put my oldest daughter, the day I wanted to teach her a lesson, she was not late. She was late for school. And I said, you're going to walk to school. She was maybe 13 or 14 then. I had to tell the nanny to escort her because my chest could not agree that she was going to cross. It was a major express, right? A major express road that you have to cross. So I was really, I beg, I can't shout. Let's not come on because we are doing punishments. Come on, put picking. So yeah. But guess what? That same road, I see these Hausa children. They go in bunches of 5 and 6. They are little children, very little. Some of them 2, 3, 4, 5, and they just carry themselves, hold themselves together. They cross that
they will
road
cross.
daily to that school, that express. Every time I see them, I'm having headache. As in, I literally stop my own car to wait for them to pass, stopping other cars because I'm like, hey God, who put these children on the road? Hey Father,
But do you know that that's how people will stop for your own children if they try to cross too?
Hey,
Because people are considerate. And you know that there's this level of confidence that those children are building at
I.
that age. So,
I've not gotten over. Every time I
there are
see
things that
them, I'm
were
like,
afraid of.
hey, whose mother? Where is the mother? Who is the mother that left these children on the road? These small children. I'm always abusing their mother. I said, they did not ask to be born. Why would you leave children on the road like this? I'm always so worried. Now you are telling me that you have put your own child on the road too. Hey, father. This is interesting. Oh my goodness. Okay.
No, I have I had to do that early for my children because I want them to develop certain confidence and I want them to be independent
You're
early.
not worried
That's
about kidnapping. You're not worried about kidnapping or anything like that.
my sister. If I'm worried about kidnapping, will we go outside in this life?
Hmm.
We will not go anywhere. Oh. They have not finished kidnapping other people's children. Why? Please, I will do my own work and I will allow God to do his part.
Hmm. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh wow. I mean, you have just finished me right now with this your statement. Okay. So you are saying that you're actually telling us that these young children are capable of a lot more than we give them credit for.
Yes,
That's what you're saying.
they are. Yes, they are a lot capable of so much. Your children can learn a lot at that early age if we open them to the opportunity. And one of the areas of learning that I see that this generation, that these parents,
I think we lost you for a bit. While we're waiting for her to come back, there's something that she was saying about children being able to learn a lot. Okay, are you back? Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
I am back.
I know that there's one of my friends who's 4 year old. She's in TIP as well. Whose 4 year old was cooking. Like I thought it was madness. Like the child would put a stool by this thing and climb and literally cook food. And I'm like, hey God Almighty, what is going on? But I found that, and I used to worry for her that like are they not growing too fast? She had 3 year old and a 5 year old, and they were doing all kinds of things. They live in the UK, and I thought, now wow, this UK life is our show. You want to let children be children. But guess what? She just gave birth to twins the other day. And for the first time, I actually blessed God that her older children were self sufficient. Because I was thinking
Yes, because
to
she taught
myself,
them skills.
you're in the UK, you don't have help, and you're having twins. Which kind of wala is this? And I remember that, is this what these are children are already cooking? Well, they'll be fine. Do you understand? And I just know that
There'll be a lot
God
more help.
always, yes, God just always prepares us for where He's taking us. And
Yeah.
it really humbled me that day. And I said, oh, Brenda, you're the one that is dulling your own children. Oh. I think at this rate. Tell me, what other thing do you think that they should be doing that we have not yet started doing?
Okay. I like to always encourage parents that
Mm,
in early years,
mm,
early years is the best time to teach your child certain skills
okay.
because it's that foundation level, like I always say, that foundation
Mm,
level makes it easy for skills to sink in.
mm,
I say I said it before that academics is the least, because you can learn in everything. I'll talk if I still have the time, I'll talk about using everything to learn at early years.
mm,
But early years, I see parents, especially Christian parents, struggle with their children and say, "Oh, my child don't want to go to church. You don't like church." And that. But when that child was small, this opportunity, the window of opportunity you had at early years, you didn't present God to that child.
mm,
You didn't give that child any spiritual skill.
mm,
Nothing. You say, "Oh no, stay at home. Me, I'll go to church and
mm.
come."
So true.
It's at this age that you're supposed to give them that spiritual
Mm,
foundation. You think that they don't know? They know. I started reading for my children from when I become pregnant. I read to them from the Bible. I tell
mm.
them about God. You see me having conversation with my babies, you would think that these people
They're
are
hearing you.
no, they can hear. They can hear. And as their babies, their spirits are alive.
Mm.
And when they need this thing, it will come out.
It will come
The
out
kind of
from the
things that
well.
my daughter say now, I'm amazed. Sometimes I'm wondering, where did you learn this one from now? Who taught you this thing now? Am I not the one who goes to church more than you?
Amazing.
But it's from this early age you should give them. Don't shield your children from your faith and feel like how are they going to understand this God that me have not finished understanding. Read the
Mm,
Bible to them in simple English. They will get
mm,
it. Don't worry about their understanding. You see, because
mm.
they're
The job of understanding is not yours. The job of understanding
yeah,
is not
yeah.
ours.
It's
It's the
not
Holy Spirit that
ours.
has the job to make them understand it. I mean, I started doing Bible study with my children on the drive to school. So what I started doing was, I would take a Bible character. Sometimes I'm reading the Bible in a chronological order, back to back. So sometimes I'm reading a passage that is not very sweet. So I'm thinking if I read this into the children, all those our numbers and Leviticus that
Yeah.
they cannot understand. So on those days, I will just go and open maybe some other random place in the Bible, or maybe open a Bible hero or somebody, and I just tell them about it. I remember the day that I read about the daughters of Zelophehad, and I told them about it. And what I always find very intriguing, I will read it. I have, I use the U version Bible, so there's the
Bible,
audio app.
yeah.
I connect my phone to my car speaker, and it plays as we are driving. When he finishes playing, I play a second time, and then I ask them that, what did you learn? And they're like, they know that I'm going to ask them what they learned, so they have to listen. If they don't listen, we'll play it again. We'll play like 3 times. When we get to school, we pack the car and we finish listening. So we just listen to the person so they can answer me, so they can let them have peace. So they answer me, they tell me what they learned, and then talk about it a little, expand, and then I start to ask questions. And I really find their insights very, very, very interesting. Even
Yeah.
and the younger ones especially, and I'm like, like I didn't think about that. They tell me things like, oh, so that's why you should do this. And then later on, we're having other conversations. They bring it up again. I said, like, you know what, like we read in the
Yeah.
Bible, and I think, oh wow. And there I was. I never thought that it should be a thing. Do you see? I never thought that we should
Yeah.
actually have time to whether they would understand. I always thought that maybe it's just book of Bible stories. You can read Bible stories and be done.
Mm,
But now I'm
mm,
like, let's read from the Bible. So sometimes when we're at home, it's a Saturday, we'll actually read from the a physical Bible and say, you read this chapter, you
yeah.
read this part, you read this part. Let's talk about it. And I find that they do understand. They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Like you said, the understanding part is not
It's not
our job. Let's
my
just give
job.
them the what they,
It's not my job.
the Holy
It's the Holy
Spirit,
Spirit's job.
something to work
Absolutely.
with. If we don't even teach them, what will he work with?
True. True. In the same way that they tell us, even as adults, to read the Bible, so that when you find yourself in time of trouble, you will know the word to speak.
Yes.
Right? That's why
Yes.
we're reading the Bible. That's why we're familiarizing ourselves with the word. So when you run into trouble, you know you know which word to get you out, because there's a word for everything in the Bible, but you just don't know where to find it
Yeah.
because you don't study it. So that's the same reason why we need to fill them up with that, so that when they too run into trouble, they would have something to work with. I mean, I really love the fact that you
Yeah.
came into the spiritual angle. I wasn't even thinking of that. So, I mean, today we've talked about. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about understanding that the early years is seed time, right? And that whatever you plant is basically the foundation time for children, and whatever you plant in them is what you will reap. That anything that if you are an parent of an older child and you're struggling with them, it's as a result of something you did or did not do.
Yeah.
So take your son. It is your problem. It is your fault. The child does not have a fault. If you did the right thing, you'll be enjoying them at their older age. But if you did not, but the good news is that it's never too late. It's never too late
Yeah.
to
It's
to, to
never too
find
late.
yourself and make the corrections, right? But if you know that you have young children, your children are between 0 and 8, you are the most blessed of all people to be hearing this message now. Just take your pen and Bible and start telling yourself, I will, go and write lines for yourself. I would sit down and take my earliest for my child seriously. I would, write
Yeah.
it 500 times until it sinks in your head. Because take it from a parent of 2 teenagers, I'm hearing one. It's the Holy Spirit that is helping me. As in, I'm so super determined. I have my children in almost 2 generations. I have the 2 older ones and 2 younger ones. And so now, in the way that I'm hearing from the 2 older ones, I'm even drawing the ears of the younger ones more. That go, you will not do me the same thing again. Like, yeah, it can happen to me again. We must correct it in your body.
Yes.
So
So
so in the same way, if you have young children, just draw your 2 ears and tell yourself, let's correct this thing now, because you don't want to receive premium tears when they're older. I mean, God will help
yeah.
us continue to direct us, but we must do the work. We must do the work. Like Marito said, it's dirty work. It's time to roll up your sleeves. It's not work you should be subletting to somebody else. It is you to do the
Yes.
work. The
So
Bible has said that we should train up the children the way that they should go. So it is your job. It is your job. I mean,
it
there
is
are so many
our.
instances in the Bible where they said, teach your children about God.
Yes.
Tell them about. I mean,
So
it's written
tell
so
them.
many times, so many times. And when the Bible starts to repeat things, you must pay attention. It's not. You're not supposed to just drop from heaven and then know. I mean, there was one part I read where it says, you must do this over and over and over again. And when your children ask you why you are doing it, you will tell
Yeah.
them that it's because God that delivered us from the time of Egypt. And I was like, So God was so intentional and very serious about it that we are supposed to be teaching them. It's not they
They're
don't
supposed.
their faith will not drop from heaven. It's not follow come.
You
You see?
wonder how was Joseph able to survive in Egypt without his parents,
Mm.
and he went there at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he has been taught something. He
True.
was there was no Israelite. He had no family.
Mm.
He could have done whatever he wanted to do with Potiphar's wife. He was not accountable to
Anybody
anybody.
who
After all, my family has turned me away, so I could
yes.
do anything. But it was those things that have been put in him
Mm.
at an early age. He had learned. You know,
Mm.
these Israelite people, they're very intentional about teaching their children about God. It's an instruction
It
that
was
God gave them, and
instruction.
they
It
do
was
it.
not
And
it
that's
was
something
not by it was not
they do before their child even go to school.
mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
learn God first before they think about school. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's what they do. That's how they learn. They teach
Mm.
them about God first before they go to formal education,
Mm.
because they know that beginning stage. And see them, they're still the geniuses of the world.
True. True.
So, but we're hustling. ABC, my child is not reading. What is happening?
Eh.
Phonics and
My 4-year-old can write 1 to 100. That's our own sign of success.
Mhm. Yes, that's our sign of success.
God help us. God help us. Marito, I mean, I really like those of you that just joining. Good evening, my sister. I mean, I will see you. Thank you, nurturing the boy child. There is something Marito said today. I want to report that to all of you. Marito's 5-year-old is going to school by herself and coming back by herself. Hey, Jesus. My chest is paining me. She's not making the rest of us feel as if we have not started. Her 5-year-old is going to school by herself and come back by herself. And she's saying to us that the children are capable of even much more. That we need to just, expose them to more within guided parameters, obviously, so that they can learn and they can develop independence, they can develop skills that will serve them much later in life. So I mean, I
Sorry,
urge
please
you.
excuse me.
All right, sure. If you have a young child, any of you have a young child and if you're watching us now, you have young children between the ages of 0 to 8, please let me know in the chat what ages are your children and what are the daredevil things that they've done, because we need to show Marissa that she's not alone in this matter. Let me go and look for Clara. Clara's daughter at 4 was cooking stew safe. What are you saying? I mean, I know that our TIP children used to do amazing, 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 amazing stuff, because Coach Wendy just always
Yeah.
stretches the bar and everything. And I always tell people that those of you that are joining TIP when your children are young, you don't know what God has done for you. Go and be doing Thanksgiving in church every Sunday, because most are doing corrective maintenance while you are able to
Yes.
just be
So,
doing preventive, and it's
yeah.
seriously the
And
best.
it's the
Seriously
best.
the best. Seriously the best. Prevention is always better than cure. So if you are in that
Yes.
stage where your children are 0 to 8, you are the most blessed of all people. I need you to hold your 2 ears, draw it like this, and tell yourself, I will take it seriously. Right? Take it seriously. Take this period seriously, and sit down and map
I'm
up
still
what you
telling
want for your
myself
child.
so that I will take it seriously.
Sit down, map up what you want for your child. What's your vision for your child? What's the vision of, maybe sit with God and say, what do you want this child to be? And how can I help? So that you have a vision for the child and you have goals for the child, and you can sit down from this stage and start to help them. If your child is showing signs of, oh, this child can do this or can do this, can do that, how can you help them towards who they should become? Right? I mean, I just got off Instagram. I saw a child, I don't know whether she's 10 years old or what, that just won the Guinness Book of Records for writing the longest fictional story by a child. I think, yes, she's 10 years old.
Wow.
You know how many words the fictional story is? 58,000 words. 58,000. She won that
Amazing.
record from the last record holder, who was maybe some Indian girl, and had done 44,000 words. I just want to say thank you to my life. I say, children. Me that I'm feeling like a star writer. My longest novel was 40,000 words, and that 40,000 the story could have gone on, but I was tired. Like I was like, let's stop here, please. It's okay. We'll write sequel tomorrow. I'm tired. And a child sat down and wrote
58.
58,000 words. And I'm like 10-year-old child. People are doing something with their children. What are you doing with your children?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a very
What
valid
are your
question.
what are the signs? What are the talents your children are showing, and how are you harnessing them? Right? Because every child came to the world with something. Every child, though. I was speaking to my friend the other day. her daughter won, valedictorian in her time as a year 6 child. When they graduate from year 6, the daughter was valedictorian, so her name was on the honors roll. The school has that honors roll every year. They write the child's name, and this was now like maybe 4 years after, and her younger child was now graduating. And so another child was being named valedictorian, and she was saying, "Hey, my child, oh, why? See, his sister's name is there. Why is not the one there?" And I was like, "Oh, that your child, that your star boy that I know. The boy is topping every. He wins medals for the school for swimming. They always take him everywhere to go and do this, and he's doing so well. In fact, there was a swimming competition that they went for. There were 16 medals to be won. That's our school won 12, and I'm sure the boy alone maybe would have brought like 9. Hasn't he's that good? Do you understand? He's that good. He's winning medals every day. Swimming, he's doing everything. He's doing amazing in music, all kinds of things. And the mother was saying, "Hey, you're not valedictorian," and I'm like, "Auntie, this child is not valedictorian, but look at what the child." She said, "Ah, it's true. You are right." She said,
Exactly.
I said, he's excelling in the thing that God put in him. And that's all that matters. You
Yes.
see? What you need to do is to find what God put in your child and make sure that they are doing the best that they can with it. Not everybody will
Help
be
them
book
train it.
smart. Not everybody will top their classes. All we need to do is to be sufficiently intelligent to do what we need to do in this life. You see? You don't need to top the class. You don't need to be valedictorian. If you are, all well and good. If you are not, what else
Congrats.
do you have? Do you see? What else do you have and how are you excelling in it? So you parents, don't sit down and be holding your child. You must write 1 to 100. Your friends are writing 1 to 100. Why are you not writing 1 to Why not writing 1 to 100? Meanwhile, your child could easily have been the best in music in that school, or the best in
Yeah.
art,
So
or
true.
the best in something else. You know, the lady that came to speak to our children at their graduation, she said a story, she told us a story about her son. She said her son was going to play football, and they refused to pick him. They said that he wasn't a good footballer, that he was making them lose, so they're not going to pick him again. In fact, she go and sit down somewhere that they're not picking him. And he came and he was crying. They said, "They're not going to pick me. I'm a good footballer." The mother said, "Ah, is that all?" She said, "Yes." She said, "How many of them can draw like you?" He now said, "Hmm." He said, "No, no, no, no. How many? Think about it." I was like, "Hmm." He said, "So who is the best artist in that your class?" "Ah, it's me." I said, "Good." So when next they tell you that you are no good because you cannot play football, tell them that, "Oh, I know, I understand. My legs were not made to play football. But you see, these my hands, they were made to draw awesome drawings. And none of you can beat
That's
me
the
at
power
that."
of the parent word.
As in when she said it, I was screaming where I was. I was like, "Come on." And it spoke to me. Don't you cannot put a fish, you cannot judge a fish in a racing contest, right?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
the fish was built to swim. So the real thing is to find what your child was built for and make sure that they are the best that they can be at it. And that's the job.
Yeah. Very true.
That's the
And
job.
there's something about academics. Academics is supposed to be like the byproduct of other
Of
skills
all these
our
other
children
things.
learn.
Mm.
Social, emotional intelligence, academics is supposed to be the byproduct. I remember when my son was studying to write, I took him to
Mm-hmm.
school, the school that was close by, and then they were making him write all manner of things. I told them, no, 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 no. Don't make him write. Leave him. He shouldn't write.
Mm-hmm.
They said, no, but he can't do this. I said, leave him. Don't
Mm-hmm.
worry. Exclude him from writing. I don't want him to write. He should just play. He was
Mm-hmm.
just 3. And they
Mm-hmm.
were insisting on, oh man, I said, leave him. I didn't bring him here to write. I brought him here specifically to play.
Mm-hmm.
And the teacher was disturbing me. Now he's 4 plus and
Mm-hmm.
he can write well.
Because we will
I didn't
still
struggle to
write.
teach him.
Because everybody will
He will
write.
still write.
There's
He
nobody
will
that will
still
not
write.
write.
And then children have developmental milestone they're supposed to reach.
Mm-hmm.
And I see parents. There was a time a parent was telling me that my 4 years old cannot write. She finds it, she's always crying. I said, do you think writing is easy? You as an adult, try writing a lot. I write a lot. I know how stressful. I start to, I know how stressful it can be to write. Children do not like to write for nothing.
They don't want to
They
write.
rather do any other thing.
Yes.
And the way that we even teach writing in school doesn't even encourage them to even want to write.
Mm.
You just come and say, oh yeah, start writing, ABCD. Writing has stages, and I see that most schools I've interacted with don't even recognize that it has stages and all, and they want to force the child to write. You have to do it like this. This is the way we have been writing. You too must write. It's not compulsory. He didn't write when his classmate was writing, but now he writes well.
Everybody will write.
Very, very well. I wasn't bothered
Everybody.
about it. We're all writing. All of us now today, we're all writing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My son was also slow. My last son was also slow with what was it? Was he spelling? No, it wasn't spelling, it was writing. So I don't even know what it was. He could not write three-letter words. I mean, he could not spell them. I can't even remember what it was, to be honest. But the teacher just came to me one day frantic, like, my son cannot do this. I was like, are you serious? Me too. And I went to the school and I checked though. So that everybody was writing big words. We were struggling with three-letter words. I said, what do we do? She said she would give us a list that we just practice at home. I said, okay, no problem. So I made it a game. I made it a game. I went to go and buy these letters these letters, and I was like, okay, so let's form something. What do you think? So we'll form something, we'll sing, we'll play. I bought a whiteboard, we'll play, we'll write, we'll just, when we finish, we'll keep it down. And then she now told me to buy some books. There were some books they had, all these reading series, like 1 to 6. So
Yeah.
I bought the first one. We read it together. He loved it. He was one that dragged me to the supermarket. Said, Mom, let's go and buy series 2. That was how we now started. Before you know what's happening, my son today, he's just finished year 2. He's winning spelling. He's the spelling genius. What he does for play is word search. As in, word search is what he does for fun. You see, we'll go to supermarket now. He must carry me up to the bookstore section to go and buy word search. The ones we have at home, we have not finished though. He's buying word search every day. Because that's what a child that was not writing when his mates were writing. That we thought, well,
And I believe
the problem.
one of the reasons is because you made it play. Because one of the ways we learn at this age is play based. We make it too serious, so our children don't want to learn. Learning at this age is supposed to be majorly play based.
Yes.
Teach them everything through play. I teach my children basic colors and shape from the clothes they wear, their cup, their plate. Sorry, just a minute.
Yeah. I mean, this teaching through play is a game changer. A child of mine was struggling with learning fractions, right? And I was thinking, how do I make this fraction thing work? I thought, I went to go and pray. I said, Holy Spirit, help me. One day I just came home and I bought oranges. I just carried orange. Oh yeah, let's go. We learn this fraction today. As I sliced the orange, I explained it, sliced it from half to a quarter to 1/8. The child just got
But
it. He just got it. As in, after I finished the orange, I now had to go and get some Lego pieces, put them together, explain everything. We just got it. And I was like, hey, this is what we've been
this is
battling.
what I've been shouting.
I'll carry
And
paper. Half plus half. How can you not understand? How can you?
and it's also possible that you were not speaking the child's language in learning, the
I,
learning style of the child. You were
I
not
was
using
like,
it.
I was frustrated. How can you not understand that half plus half is 1? What are you talking about? Only oranges that I cut, the child just got it. So there's a lot, and to be honest, we have to be patient. Like you said, it's a dirty work. I mean, you have to learn. We learn through everything. This child that I was teaching how to spell, we started spelling everything we see on the road. As we are driving, we'll be driving any word I see in the billboard. Spell this. The child will try. Bam, and I think he's a spelling genius now. Does word search for play. That's his own fun. I can't believe it. You know, and
You know,
you just never know what they're capable of until you throw things at them. My child will
yeah,
leave TV to rather do word search. To rather do
that's
word
amazing.
search.
That's amazing.
So
I love it when I see children who are so interested in things like that.
I was like, wow. I said, this is interesting. So I mean, it's just the way you brought the child up. Me before, I told you, I'm correcting in these younger ones. Me before by 6, 7, I bought you tab. You are going. This my child is 7 now. He's asking for tab. I said, tab. There's no tab in this house. We are facing front. We are correcting all the errors. No tab. We are
Yeah.
going to be reading. When you finish reading, you carry your books. When you finish one set, you carry cards. We'll play. We finish playing. We'll go outside. Go and throw ball. Come back as we will
Yes.
play.
So
I
that
said,
outdoor play, the
I said,
way
which
children
tab?
are missing it this day.
I said, there's no tab. Forget tab. The father don't tire for me. I said, we are correcting these things that we did mistake before. It's what I did and what I failed to do. God is forgiving me for. I have a
Yes.
second chance to correct it. I have a second chance to correct it. I mean, I'm really enjoying this conversation today. Is there anything else you wanted to share with us? In terms of, as an early years educator, what have you seen as the one major mistake that parents make? what have you seen that maybe one or two or three that you can think of that parents make and that they do not know, and maybe you really would like to shout it from the rooftops so that we can know and do better?
Okay. One of them is comparison. Ah,
Mm,
oh my god. Oh my
mm,
god. Oh my
mm,
god. Oh my god.
mm.
Comparison is so terrible. You know,
It
even the
is.
Bible says, comparing one another, we are not wise.
Mm,
It is so terrible. I see young mothers like myself
mm,
struggling. This person is using this. This is how it we will use. This
mm,
person is going to this place. That's how it we must go. Why are you not doing this person? This person is doing like that. Why, you know,
mm,
why can't you read? This person's child is reading.
mm,
Why can't you do spelling bee? This person's child is doing spelling bee. It's so terrible. You are destroying the child's self-image,
mm,
self-worth, their confidence, and a lot is going on in what you're doing.
mm,
It's terrible. I don't. It's a bad place to be.
mm,
Comparison always. Sometimes it's not even in the words we speak. I'd say, okay, you can't write, and your friends are writing.
mm,
Some of them is the little things. Okay, you go to your child's school, you go to pick your child up, and you see
mhm,
the friend with a particular bag or
mhm.
shoe, and then you go to market. You are going
Go
to
and
look for
look
the
for
bag and
it.
shoe. What is it? Must we use it? What is it? You are putting something in that child. If tomorrow is the child that will come and tell you that this other person has bought this new one, oh mommy, when are we going to buy it? You are
After
teaching
all,
the child a
after all, we must
very
keep
wrong.
up.
That comparison is so terrible. I see it a lot, a
Mm,
lot, a lot, and it's damaging to a child's self-worth.
mm,
They can't see themselves. They are seeing other people. They are seeing your
mm.
voice in themselves.
The way I
So
deal
it's
with
really,
this, and I know that even as the children grow older, they try to compare themselves with others. I mean, I see my children tell me things like, "Oh, mommy, everybody has this, or this person has this," and I always ask them the same question: "What's your own name? Is your name Maria? No. What's your own name? Good. So if that person has doesn't mean you have to have it. You are a different human being,
yeah,
and you will
you're
take what you
different.
have and be thankful for what you have. I mean, my son in my
Very
house,
true.
we give phone when you are done with your GS3, and when you've hit the age 14, whichever one comes later, either your 14-year-old or your end of GS3, the later one. Hmm? Now, so this my son, he just finished year six. So year six is 11 years old. Now came to me that, hey, mommy, I want a phone. I was like, wow, ooh, what a bold boy. I say, please, may I know why you think you should have a phone? He said, all my friends have phone. I say, you didn't even see something to say. If you had something better, maybe I would have been listening. That
Yeah,
is
I
already dead on
see that.
arrival. Your friends have a phone. What is your name? I said, my name is Kubra. I said, so is your name your friend's name? No, you cannot have phone. Just be going. So he now came back yesterday. He said, hey, mommy, I now know a reason why I should have a phone. I said, tell me. He said, my friends, when they go out, the reason why my friends have a phone is that when they go out, their parents can keep tab of them by them calling. I said, oh, that's a good one. I said, okay, I will get you a Nokia phone. Call and receive. He said, no. What's that? And it's better it doesn't have phone than to have that one. I said, okay. I said, because me, I'm sure I can keep tab of you. Don't worry, because I won't send you out alone. So I'm not even worried about keeping tabs. So thank you very much for your cooperation. You are not having a phone. So he's still looking for reasons. The boy is 11. He doesn't know that his way is too far. He's looking for reason every day. For the next 3 years, we'll be looking for reason why he's not getting it. Because we already done it for the first, we done it for the second. So he cannot change the goalpost. He should just be patiently waiting till he's 14.
I wait
And
for his
then
time.
wait for his time. Because even the 14 self, I'm even thinking of extending it because those ones that got at 14, they're giving me grief. So I was even wishing that I waited to 16. So he's even looking like maybe
Yes.
he may be 16 self if he's not careful. you know so it's just comparison is one of them. You are going to give us other two, or is there any other one?
Okay. I would like to talk about pressurizing your children. It works like similarly with comparison.
Okay. Network, don't do us like this. Okay,
Because
back.
I run a school, I get to interact with parents, and parents bring in their child at 2, and then they want to tell you that my child should be in nursery 1. Why? Why?
At age 2.
Yeah, no. This other person went to this other school. there is no, there's no, don't pressurize yourself as a parent that you must. This is the age, there's this thing of, okay, finishing, want to finish at age 12, you want to see, we're not hurrying anywhere. All of us that graduated, all of us, we will graduate. All of us came out and met the same market.
Absolutely.
It's not different, but you see, that's giving your child the opportunity to develop. There's certain development a child will never get outside the house. Something parents miss is that the school is not the primary learning center for a child. You the parent, you
And the
are
primary teacher.
the primary learning, the primary teacher, the primary educator of your.
True.
Sorry. There are certain things that your child will learn at home, social skills, emotional skills, that will help them to learn 1+1 better in school. Don't rush your child off to school. If you can hold on to your child as long as possible, please hold on to a child. You get why? You get the reason when they say make we send Peking go school by 3.
I mean, the Americans even do 4.
They do 4. Some of the Asians is 6. If you are not 6, you're not going anywhere. And these people are still genius.
Yeah.
So what is it?
Yeah.
So that rush, that pressure that my child must enter now, we will go first and finish first. Your child is not in competition with anybody.
You want
They are
to get
working
to
on
secondary school by 15. You want to get to university by 15 and graduate by
people,
18.
and then you join the rest of us that will have been outside looking for the work. It's better you.
I know. So pressuring children about trying to get them, to a class that they're not ready for, that's something that parents need to watch out for. I mean, I hear this all the time. I went to do common entrance with my son, and then I met these parents whose child were in year 5. We all wrote the exams together, and we all passed. And they were ready to put their child in secondary school. And I was begging them. I said, please let this child do year 6. The child is just 10. I was like, he's not too old. Let him do year 6.
It's not ready.
And I said to them, I said, look, this school is even good. They allow you to defer your admission. There's some schools that will make you write the exam again. This was even saying, if you can pay a certain amount of money, you can hold that admission and come back next year. Child writing the exam again. And I said, that's even amazing. So take advantage of that and let your child go through the year 6 process. There's something about year 6 that prepares them for secondary school adequately. But many
Very
parents try
true.
to jump it. And I'm wondering why. This is my 3rd child that's finishing year 6 now. And I wouldn't trade it for anything else. There's a maturity I see, there's a mature shift I see in that year 6 that they did not have when they were in year 5. They passed the exams, but it's not just about passing the exam.
It's not. Oh.
It's not just about passing the exam. It's about, are you ready for secondary school? You get into secondary school and suddenly you are doing 17 subjects. Suddenly you're having to cope with time. You're supposed to cope, time management, how to focus and how to copy notes, how to do. Life just changes.
It's a lot. It's a
one
lot.
day you are playing, the next day you are now inside. It's ridiculous. But there's a pressure that goes through in that year 6 in preparation for common entrance, all the extra lessons and everything that even prepares them for the pressure of secondary school. That I think that no child should miss.
I taught this child in there was a school I was teaching in before. The child was 5, in primary 2. I was angry.
5.
The girl was very smart. Yes, very book smart, very very book smart. She was one of the best. But you see, before she would finish writing, we beg. She would take all her time, and then the other children were so slow. They were always picking on her because she was slower. It was her age. She was just acting out her age. But her parents were insisting that, no, she's too smart to be in a lower class. I had to talk to the father over and over again that, please, you are doing this your daughter a disservice by pushing her forward. Let her go. She's not running anywhere. Bring her back. She will be the last to finish writing. When they are eating, she will be the last to finish. She can't finish her food on time. She was acting her age. But they just took the book and said, okay, she can read, she can write, she can solve math. So let her just go. It's dangerous. It affects our children in ways that we can't even understand. Even that child's self-image is even being affected because everybody is always speaking on her in class. You are slow. You
You're
are
slow.
slow. Can't you be fast? Can't you? Oh,
My
it's
son came home
bad.
one day to tell me about a child in his class that is very slow. I said, he said he's so slow, mommy. Oh God. I had to go to the school and stylishly ask the teacher if the child, had special needs or anything. Because I wanted to speak to him about how he needed to be more compassionate and understanding for people that are not as fast as he is. But I just wanted to know whether the child had any special needs before I knew how to address the matter. Because but I mean, just hearing you, I know that children they can get impatient. Like, this child is so slow. I mean, for him to come and tell me, oh, mommy, she's always the last to finish this. Oh, always the last. Oh, we are always waiting for her. I said, Jesus. I said, which kind of wahala be this? These children are so, they don't have chill at all. They have no chill. But I pride myself a lot in the fact I base a lot of this thing on kindness and character of my children. So for me, your kindness and your heart is the most important thing that I need to raise. If I raise you with a good heart, you can survive anything, right? You can survive schoolwork, you can survive exams, you can survive,
Yeah.
workplace, you can survive anywhere you need to be.
True.
What I focus on is raising the character of the child, the heart of the child. That's where I mainly focus on. So that once I know that you're a good person, I mean, I went for my son's graduation there, and they're talking about him, and they say my son is not topping the class. He does not. He's just managing. The boy plays too much. He's just managing to even, do what. In fact, this year six he did well. This year six, I was proud that he did year six because he even got best improved because he has been playing all his life, and this year six managed to finally sit up. But what really interested me was they said he was a very friendly child and always made people happy. So I thought, that's really beautiful. Because I try to make sure that your heart is good. I mean, when it comes to me, that, oh, this child did this, child did that, I'm always like, okay, so what did you do? What would you rather do? Even if they're reporting somebody else for, I say, what would you? Don't be there and watch somebody else be bullied. Don't
Stand
sit there
by.
and watch somebody. Don't stand by. So I'm always having the conversation with them about, what you should do, how you should act, how you should be, and it's all about their heart. I believe that if I mold their character right, I've gotten everything else right. So which is why this is where my focus is for me, and I think that is one of the things that maybe we should even start early with for children. I met my oldest daughter's teacher the other day. She's like, oh my god, she's such a sweet girl, she's always so helpful. So I'm like, this child that does not even answer me when I send a message at home. I'm like, wow. I said, that's it. Is it the same child? What? But I was so happy. I was so happy that at least something is going, as in something she's hearing, something she's picking
Yeah.
from it, and she's taking the lessons. And so for me, that was really a great validation for me from the teacher. So I mean, it. I really, really, really like to focus on that with my children. So what is there any more thing that you think we should pay attention to as parents of young children? Things that you find that people don't do when you're trying to shout from the rooftops, because you've told us about comparison. We should not compare our children with others. Don't check your children's mouths on other people's own. Compare them on themselves. Now, you also said we should not pressure them by trying to rush them into older classes that they're not ready for, pushing them at levels that they're not ready for. Don't pressure them to do what they're not ready for. Allow the children to follow their natural stages of life. So, did you have a third one, or is that it for us?
Okay. Um, Not a third one on this list as per se. I was talking about areas that parents should focus on. My daughter wants to enter the video by all
Hi,
means.
baby.
Okay.
Hey, see the girl that is walking to school by herself. Oh, hey, such a cute girl. How are you, darling? Nice to meet you.
All right. So I talked about that you should teach your children
Mm,
spiritual teach your children about your faith
yeah,
spiritually. You should teach them this early age. There's also the social interaction.
right.
Social interaction, it's very very important. I see children who grow up and they don't know how to interact with other children.
Mm.
They don't know how to socialize around. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted here.
It's
Yes,
okay.
I see children who don't know how to share, who don't know how to take turns
Mm,
in places. They are always shouting. These are things that you should teach
At,
at this age.
at
Teach them
home.
social interaction. Teach them at home. Handle it. And another vital thing you must teach your child early years. Not teaching per se, is your modeling. What are you modeling to your child? See, your actions are so loud that we can't even hear what you're saying as a parent. Your child is going to do what you say, what you
What you
do rather,
do.
more than what you say. You are going to talk, be like this, be like that. Am I not telling you people? It's the one you are doing that
Is
we
what you
will
are
do.
doing.
It's the one that you are doing. So if you like tell me to be kind and you are not kind, is that one that you are doing? I
Me
will
that
do with you.
me that my teenagers are constantly calling me out. "Mom, but that's not what you said we should do. What you're doing now is not what you said we should do."
So modeling is a big
It's
deal
a
at this
big
age because
it's a
mostly it's like they are at this stage when it looks like you are photocopying yourself on top of them. Everything they are learning from you. So what you do is so important to just do anyhow. This is your time to you have to walk the walk well and talk the talk well.
Mom, they have almost closed church.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
I mean, I love it. I really, really love it. We're getting to the end of today's conversation. We've done 1 hour now. I can't even believe where all the time went to. If you have any questions for our speaker, please type them in the chat now. This is the time to type your questions so that she can take them before she has to leave. So, but while we wait for the questions and see if anybody has any questions, because she's an early years specialist, and so she runs a school, and she also teaches other school owners and teachers in early years how to, properly run the early years curriculum and help their children in early years. So she also has written a book. She writes about motherhood, and she's written a book. And please tell us about your book, how we can get a copy, and other things that how we can work with you. If I have an early years child and I need help, how can we work with you,
okay.
Marita? Please tell us.
Yeah, the what I write is not a book associated. The book I released, a free book on positive reinforcement, using it for your kids. That's free. It's on Seller. I'll post the
Okay.
link here.
Okay.
Yeah, that one is free. But the Diary of a Mom, I write it. It's on my handle. I
Okay.
write it every day. I just write. I
Uh-huh.
share my journey. That one is on my handle, Facebook, Instagram. It's usually
Okay.
there. Then
Okay.
I'm currently doing a challenge for parents to help us develop our children's self-image. It's called Compliment Your Child More Challenge. I realize that a lot of us, hey, compliment is a big deal. Oh. Just to tell your child well done is hard. Not because
It,
they didn't train us
it's to
like
be
that.
complaining,
We,
complaining, complaining. We can see
yes,
all the
you
things that are
didn't
bad.
do that. You didn't do this.
Mm.
Why is the house not clean? Why? Nobody has told us, oh, well done. I see that you put your shoe in the right place today. Tell you that's nice. Nobody tells us that, so we are used to that. Sometimes unintentionally we do the same thing to our kids, not because we want to do that, but
But
because
that's
that's
all we
how we have been
know.
wired. That's all we know. So this challenge is meant to help you, guide you to learn to compliment your child. See the good in them, because the truth is what you focus on is what we grow. If you focus on your children's mistakes all the time, that's all you will ever see. But if you can look for the small good things
Small
in
things
what they
to
are doing,
compliment, you would see
yes,
even more.
when you look for those things, it gets better. So the challenge is happening in it's online. It's on a WhatsApp group. It goes live 1st of August.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
So that
Thank you so
challenge is
much for that.
aimed at building our children's self-image and helping us to communicate better.
I love it. I love it. I mean, and and any parents can join, right? Even if your children are still very little, very, very tiny, like baby.
Yes, any parent can join because it's something you want to learn to do.
Okay. Amazing. And can we get a link to this, or we'll see more information on your page? Is there a way we can find it?
Let me see if I can get the link now and post it here. But you can check my handle. Everything is there.
Okay. So her handle is posted. Will be by the time I'm posting the replay, you would see her handle. Married to what again? How do you spell your handle?
Echekum. Married
Eche.
to Echekum.
Okay, yes, I remember now. Yeah. So that's her handle. Please follow her. Thank you so
Oh
much
my.
for coming out today. We've had an amazing time. I mean, I'm just sitting there looking at my life and saying, hey, this is the thing I did not do. Hey, this is what I did not do. This is what I know. This is what I can do better. But thankfully, I have one more chance. My baby is 7. We're not yet.
Yes,
We've not yet
so
left the window of opportunity
they have not left the window.
to be able to do better and just make corrections and just really impact the children differently. For me, I'm also going to I'm going to do a free challenge. It's a writing challenge. It's going to go live soon in August, and just look out for that on my page. And thank you, Maretu, for having us today. I don't see any questions. It seems that our teaching has really hit the right spots and people are able to accept it. So if you are watching the replay and you have any questions for her, you can type it in the comments or go to her DM. Remember to follow her, and get the link to her free book and read about it and sign up for the free challenge. We all need to compliment our children more. They say we are always complaining. Mommy, you're always yelling. Mommy, you're always complaining. So go and learn how to compliment so that what you focus on will expand and you will start to focus on their good and not
Yes.
only the things that they do wrong. Thank you so much for teaching us today that early years is indeed seed time. It's indeed the foundation time for children, and we must take it more seriously. So thank you everyone for coming. It's been an amazing
Thank you
evening with
for
us here
having
today.
me.
And we need to release her back to her daughter who has come to get her that mommy, it's family time. What are you still doing there? All right, darling. Good night. Thank you so much for
All right.
coming.
Thank
Bye,
you
baby
so much.
girl.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Have a great evening.
You
Thank you.
too.